Yes, it's clear now. Okay, that was great. I'm doing good, Michael. Thanks for asking. How is your day going on? Okay, got it. Daniel, are you in project right now? Are you in project right now? Are you working anywhere? Okay. Got it, Daniel. Daniel, just allow us like couple of more minutes. One of our team member is joining this call. Pratik, can you please
How are
take
you,
it
Daniel?
forward?
I'm pretty good. How
Yeah,
are you guys?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm nice, thank you.
Yeah. Uh, so, okay. So, can we start, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So, actually, this position is for BMC Discovery.
Yep.
We are looking for a developer who has architect experience as well as the operation support. So, can you tell me about your overall experience?
So my history with BMC, I don't know if you see this in my resume. It started sometime around 1999, where I was working for BMC Tivoli, and we started a private company called IT Masters, which got bought out by BMC Software. In 2003, we started to work on the CMDB, and there was a Tideway Discovery agentless. I think at the time was called Patrol, right? So we had this product that was feeding data into the CMDB, and from there,
Mhm.
service modeling, business service impacts, and reporting, and also the true site component was added as to detect services that are being done within the company. Well, and not BMC, but our customers, right? I was at BMC
Okay.
for, I think it was about 18 years. And during that time, I was working as one of the lead project people on the TrueSight piece, which is basically network discovery and so on. And then in
Mhm.
2008, I became the team lead of CMDB Group. So I was there as that team lead for 10 years. During that time, I was leading a group of engineers to make sure that the customer actually, gets their things done. So I had worked on site sometimes with customers. BMC would send me to like Kansas City, for example, to work with H&R Block, or they would send me to what forget their name actually, this company, but anyway, they would just send me on site to work with different customers to solve their issues, right? So in 2018, I decided, it would be good to actually go privately to work for somebody directly as one of the customers. And at the time, there was Charles
Mhm.
Schwab. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, currently you are working on Discovery or you are working on some other tool?
I'm working for Geico right now. I think it should be in my resume. I am the administrator of Remedy for Geico,
Mhm.
um, which that's my current role. Yeah.
Okay. So in Discovery, what kind of work you did? So yeah, have you did
So
any
yeah,
integrations?
so Discovery. At Charles Schwab, basically, they were looking at organizing their databases and their servers. So basically, the relationship between the owners, who were the managers, and architects and so on, we would create patterns that discovered or connected to a database, ran a SQL query on it, and collected things like version numbers and serial numbers. So we had created service models where the database would then be linked over to the people. So a people relationship between the database and who the owners are was created. And mainly at Charles Schwab, it was because they had so much software there that wasn't even used by anybody. So we're creating a script to log in into the home user directory and pick up when that person had logged in the last time, right? So we would know who's actually using the system, who's logging on, and that was all in a pattern of this. That was done through Azure. We also did this through Linux, but I mean the the difference is really you have a path between Linux and between Windows where a user logs in. So if that user logs in, it's going to leave a timestamp and what their last login was. So the patterns were doing that. They were just reading the last login of that person, and they were also doing, like I said, the database running a SQL query and then putting that into the CMDB. So it would sync it up over to the CMDB, and in the CMDB we would build up models. But this is I think that was version 2103 where the service modeling and the blueprint wasn't available in Discovery. So those are some things that were added by BMC last couple of years. So I guess my question for you would be, if I may, is what version is Mastercard using?
Okay, so currently we are using 23.0.
23.0. Okay, so it's
Yes.
2 years old. Okay.
Yeah. So maybe it will be comfortable for you, not an issue.
Yeah.
And have you have a knowledge on SAM, that software asset management?
Software asset management. So this would be
Yeah.
done through Discovery by logging on and doing the access log and maybe the task manager. So you're mostly working with Linux systems, is that correct?
Yeah, we are working with Linux as well as Windows.
Right.
We are discovering the virtual machines. Then we have cloud discovery as well. Also, we are working on some external event. So, do you have experience in writing external events?
External events, meaning uh, federated data going out to destinations. Is it?
Right.
Yeah. So you have a credential manager. In the credential manager, you configure it where to connect to, right? So that I'm
Mhm.
assuming is what you're referring to. Discovery still has to connect somewhere, right? So going externally, I don't know what exactly that means, but you have to have an access via network route to connect to something unless it's collected somewhere in some repository, right? So I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but I mean I looked at what Mastercard is doing, and your services are financial. You have a global exposure, global network, and you're probably dealing with possibly ATM machines and things like that. So is that what you mean by external, going to those ATM machines?
Uh, like external managements, like we fetch the data through discovery and we process that data using some external commands.
Okay,
So, like some site population or geolocation population. So, we write some job by interval, so it will get data from that particular locations,
okay. And your
and it
data,
populate along with the asset. It do the association with the already discovered asset.
okay, your data center that stores this data, is it in the United States or is it somewhere else?
It's on different location actually.
Okay,
Some
so
are in United States, some are in UK's as well.
okay,
So
because
yeah,
there's sometimes legal ramifications if you connect into other countries, especially
right.
with the new administration right now. We're not really sure what's going to happen, but we know
Mhm.
that the European Union is making a little bit more difficult to get people's data and to store that data in a location. So
Mhm.
yeah,
And yeah, also, are you able to manage that certification certificates?
You mean
server
SSL,
certificates.
SSL
Yeah.
certificates? Yeah, I mean
Yes.
that's all Java based, right? It's yeah.
Okay. And what about TKU upgrade and writing custom pattern?
Yeah, and I mean that's part of working with discovery, right? You have to figure out either you have an existing pattern, you want to modify it to add additional features, maybe pick up additional fields, export that to the
Right.
CMDB, create new relationships, things like that. Yeah, that's we have. Yeah,
So you are comfortable, not an issue.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there was a person, Lisa Keeler, that is also out of Austin over here. She was working in that group, and she's one of my neighbors over here. There are not many people actually know how to do the TPL, the patterns, and
Correct. Okay. And you are currently working on Remedy, right?
I'm working on Remedy. I am the administrator for
Mhm,
Geico for Remedy contracts, purchase orders, CMDB, relationships
mhm,
to business services, and so on. When I was at HR Block, which is before Geico, that's when I was running Discovery and the CMDB at the same time. But at Geico, there isn't that
mhm,
much opportunity. This is actually why I'm interested in going into the Discovery, back to Discovery, because it's a more fun field rather than just doing it with the CMDB. You know, I don't know if I want to comment on
mhm.
this, but people are still stuck using spreadsheets. And back, it's like, it is 2025. Nothing should be done in a spreadsheet at this
Right.
point.
Right. Okay. And have you did AD integration with Discovery or any other integration with Discovery?
So, like I said, Discovery, as far as I know, has credential manager, and the credential manager, is where you
Mhm,
integrate with the destinations. Where do you go? So that is something that I'm gonna call that's
mhm,
something I was doing. However, like I was saying, BMC is actually, and I know very many top people at BMC, like Ali Sedequai, is I know him personally, and they usually help out with anything, and they gave me like access to the early products, so I get to see what they're building
mhm,
out. So there's an integration with Workday. Again, I don't know how HR works at your place, but there's an integration with Workday where you can onboard and offboard people using Discovery, um, and also people really shouldn't call it Remedy anymore. It's Helix. Helix. BMC Solutions. I'm sorry, I've been having to use the word remedy over here. It's kind of getting old.
mhm.
Hopefully that answers your question. Without concrete example, I can't really guess, but yeah.
Right, right, right. Okay, okay. No worries. So yeah, that's it from my side. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. So I'm always interested in the team, right? There is a reason
Mhm,
why a position becomes available. So that opportunity usually is because somebody has retired, or they may not have been doing a good job, so they were let go. So you come in and then you have to clean up somebody else's mess. So I would like to know if you can share that with me. What is the reason why this position became available? Is it something because of Mastercard is expanding, or is it because somebody wasn't doing a good job and they had to be let go? If you can share that.
Okay. We actually have a big team. We three people working from India. There are two people working from UK
Okay.
and three more people working from US location.
Okay.
So we are supporting 24/7. So from our team, one of the member is moving in another project.
Okay.
So there is one position get vacant, and it's completely operation support. We are onboarding new data centers in Discovery,
Okay.
and if required, there are some integrations with the other application.
Okay.
So it's already stable product, but yeah, new requirement is coming, and we are working on it.
Okay.
So that's why. So
And
we just want to fulfill our one team
so,
member.
how do you maintain your agile project? Do you use like Atlassian, or do you use ADO, or do you submit changes and improvements?
Sorry.
Your agile project, how do you manage your stories? Do you have epics? Do you use ADO?
Yeah. So we have a Jira. So we are creating story. We are
Atlassian?
assigning to, yeah.
Okay.
So we are. we are assigning to stories within ourselves. If it is development story, also we are using Remedy Helix. We are working on work orders. So whatever the customer facing issue, they raise a work order, and we are working on that work order as well.
Okay. Um,
So yes.
so is there like a retrospective? Do you have a manager? Do you have a scrum master that helps you do all of that stuff, or is it just self-contained within the
Uh,
group?
okay. We weekly do one story ALM call, story call. So where we discuss our stories, where we'll provide the update on the stories, what is happening, what we are doing, and what's the next plan. And at the month end, we are try to close as much as stories possibly. And if something is blocking, then we are carry forward that story in next month.
Okay.
So yeah, so we don't have any scrum master or anything, but it's in team. We are having a call and we are discussing together.
Okay. And that would be you said 5 people, I think. Is 5 to 6 people together in a team?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And how much information sharing do you have? Do you guys work as a team, or is it like a quarterback mentality where it's me only and then nobody else needs to know? Is
No, no,
that
no. We work as a team, and we created the conference page like for a KB or whatever the process we have in Mastercard. So if you have any issues, we will provide the conference page link. You go through it and you can understand the environment.
okay?
So yeah, hopefully they will arrange KT sessions and everything for you. So it's not like you are only working on that. If you need any help, yeah, there are a lot of other people. We have dedicated developer as well.
Okay.
So who will doing only development jobs and rest of the team doing operation support and integration.
Okay.
So yes, it's a good team. No one have any egos or anything. If I don't know something, so yeah, they are teaching me. Okay, this is the way you have to do it. Yeah, so it's a nice team.
Okay. That's, I mean, no, it's important, if you want to maintain your sanity over the years, working on a good team
Right.
that communicates well, it is very important.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, then. Yeah.
Anything
Thank you.
else?
Thank you for your time. Have a nice
Absolutely.
day.
You too.
Yeah. Bye.